Okay guys, Rich here, Collector Car Gallery. We're looking at the top side view of this 1971 Chevrolet Corvette 454, 4-speed, air conditioning, power windows, steering brakes, Ontario orange, all numbers matching car. It's a killer car. Just like all of our videos, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just a walk around of the entire car, point any blemishes that I might see, any signs of body work that I might see, anything like that, things that I would leave, things that I would fix, etc. I can tell the car's been painted, several different reasons I could tell the car's been painted. There's some overspray in some areas that I could see when I had the car on the rack. You can tell the finish isn't quite, but it's a very old paint job. You can tell the finish isn't quite what would have been original to the car. I do believe it is single stage paint, which it's fine. The car looks okay. Like in this view, you're looking at the car and in the pictures, you're like, wow, this thing looks killer. I'm just telling you that as I walk around the car, I'll point to some areas. This car would probably, if you were not a professional car buyer or something like that, or a body shop person, you'd look at this car and say, man, that thing looks really great. So, like all of our videos, we're going to start right here at the driver's side front. We're going to look at the grille, we're going to look at the chrome, look at the paint. As you can see, so the front bumper, I think that's in very good shape. It's really nice. That is not a candidate to be replaced. This front bumper would look good even on a freshly painted car, brand new. So it's very nice, the front bumper is. The headlight bezels, the headlight grille bezels, these are a little pitted for sure. I would probably have these redone or at least polished out, something like that, to make them really pop. As we move down the driver's side of the car, the fit of the hood looks pretty good. There are definitely, I got like a little star right here, right here. You can see, rocks fly up, hit from the underside, that kind of thing. Somebody could have done a little bit better job of painting the gills here, a little flaky on there. I think the car was taken apart to be painted though. As we look at there's a few areas here like on the hood, like these blemishes right here. You can see this right here. Okay. You can kind of tell that where the car was, wherever it was kept, there was like a drip or two on it every once in a while that kind of left a little blemish on the paint. As we move down the driver's side of the car, mirror chrome is good. Belt molding looks good here. Squeegee looks good. A couple little pits in the handle, but not a big deal. This is kind of what I'm talking about. This there's a little blemish here, like a little drip. It's not even a chip. It's just like a stain where something had dripped on the car and stained it. On this T-top, we definitely see some crackling here, some stress crack stuff, and then a bunch of just chips here where somebody's just laid it on its side or something like that. So, the T-tops, these could be repainted and redone. That's a really good break. I mean, these would be, a couple $100 to repaint. If you didn't want to paint the whole car, you could certainly just do those. As we look in kind of the ditch here, this little valley, we see some more of this, like just a couple little drips or chalkiness here. Boom, boom. And, I'm arm's reach away from the car, and you can see they kind of disappear, okay? Not disappear. They kind of are less conspicuous. But as you get close, you can kind of see how stuff's a little conspicuous, like this, okay? So, other than that, a couple little drips here and there. There's primarily, like right here's a good shot. You see this like little kind of run right here? We've polished on that, and I think we didn't want to get too aggressive. I'm not saying it couldn't be made to look a little better, but we are dealing with a single stage paint here, so we do want it to, we don't have a lot of material to work with. You can kind of see here where see this like this streak right here. Kind of see that? That's not a shadow, that's actually like a sanding mark here where it's getting a little thin. So you just got to be careful. I mean, like I said, most people would look at this car, and I mean, look at this picture right here. I'm looking in my phone, and the car looks great. It looks really nice. But, you know, there's some things, and I like to be very transparent about those things in the video. The rear bumpers are in good shape. They're the original bumpers. Could probably use a rechrome or a polish. They don't look, yeah, they're just kind of spider web so like, you know, when you don't have a light on them, and I'm like arm's reach away, people would probably try to pass this off as like, oh my gosh, the chrome looks great. But, you know, if we really get to looking, you can see kind of some hazing and stuff. It's original. So I would just rechrome those or just buy new ones. A whole set of new ones to rechrome is probably to rechrome both rear bumpers, maybe 500, 600 bucks, 600, I guess, maybe. Buying a new set of rears is probably about the same, 5, 6. But if you want the original, you know, you might as well just rechrome the original because they're going to look better, they're going to fit better, and you know, this is just a nicer deal all the way around. Okay. As we look down the passenger side, you can kind of see what I was talking about with this. Seeing this glare. You know, if you're not in the glare, everybody thinks, man, this paint looks killer. It looks really good. I don't want to keep down in the car here. If you look at the comments on my YouTube channel, most people are like, man, this guy doesn't even want to sell the car, stuff like that. But I like being very transparent. Nobody's ever sent a car back to me and said they did not get exactly what they expected. So I am telling you, this is a great car, though. Okay, it's a great car. It is an honest car. It is a real deal, big block, air, 4-speed, T-top, power window steering and brakes, and probably even a side pipe car in Ontario orange. I mean, it's a very desirable vehicle, okay, guys? But if you look at these close up, you know, you can kind of see in my light glare, these little checks that happen with age on Corvette paint and stuff like that. Fits nice. I had to air up this tire. It lost its air, the front. I think you probably saw in the last video. We'll look in the interior here real quick. You can see the door panel. The door panel on the passenger side looks good. Belt molding looks good. It's really nice. Seat back looks good. This is the original interior for sure. Okay. Not original carpet, I don't think. I don't know if that's the original carpet. I think it would have been a different kind of a loop type. Dash is in great shape, okay? This would be an expensive item on another car, okay? I keep talking about the paint, and everybody's going to be talking about the paint on this car, paint. That is what you see, what you get, and that is, you know, something that somebody could work on by themselves or something like that. A cracked dash in this car could get very expensive. I mean, a new dash might get expensive. And this looks like the original dash, so it's pretty nice. Looks like nobody's really done anything crazy to the console. This is all the real stuff. Real original radio, shifter. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's the original shifter or not. I would have to kind of figure that out. But power windows, and yeah, everything else on the car on the inside looks pretty nice here. Somebody wanted a better shot of this seat, so there was a. Let me back up. Okay, see this, right? Driver's seat. There was a small tear that was mended right there. Okay, so not sure if the steering wheel is cracked underneath this wrap here, but I guess we're gonna assume that it is. So you should assume there's a couple cracks in it, I guess, based on me not having torn this thing off. So gauges look crisp and look nice, and again, this is, you know, it's a real deal car. So okay. I'm gonna crack the hood open here in a second. Fit looks good. Everything looks nice up here. You know, body work down the side of the car. It looks pretty straight. I mean, it really is a nice looking car. Pretty simple car to paint. I don't want to be quoting prices and stuff like that, but I think it's a really cool color on the car. Ontario orange, that's the way it's supposed to be, with black interior and just loaded with options. Looks very, very nice. I hope everybody got a really good impression of kind of how the paint is, just based on my video. I know the pictures probably, pictures can always, you know, they can always look better. I can show whatever I want to show, but with this, I really like to show everything. So this door panel is also nice on the driver's side, very nice. And as we look at the driver's seat, you know, that little tear I was telling you about is pretty unnoticeable. Got a little rub on the piping here. Okay, that could have been mended and made it invisible also. I'm not sure why I didn't do that, but headliner's good in the car. All this stuff is good. Rear window removable on the car like it's supposed to be. Let's look under the hood. Oops. Okay, there's that big block. As you can see, everything looks pretty appropriate in here. Like I really think this car would do very well at an NCRS show, personally. I really do. I think it would score very well. So, as we look at the block stamp, you can see that's legit. I mean, that's how it's supposed to look. Good broach marks, the height is right, the characters are right. You know, it's a Tonawanda block. I mean, you know, if you're a Corvette connoisseur, enthusiast, maybe even a Corvette nerd like me, that stuff matters for sure. And there's a lot of fakes out there. I will say this one is not fake, 100% not fake. I'm very, very, very confident in this. Actually, I'm gonna start this thing for you guys. Whoops. So, whoops, there we go. Okay, seat release, hook the battery up. Courtesy lights are working. I also like to do a cold start. I mean, you know, I've been sitting here walking around the car for a while now, and you know, I'm gonna do something here for you guys. Here's what I like to do with everybody. And if I was better at like editing videos, I would have just stopped this and figured out how to clip them together, but I'm not. So just bear with me, please. This is how I do these and show transparency with everybody, rather than, you know, the magic of film. Okay, so here's what I like to do. I like to get a temperature gauge so I can show everybody. I hope I'm not making anybody motion sick here. A temp gauge to show everybody that this truly is a cold start, okay? And I don't know, that's important if you ask me. I mean, you know, you want to make sure that these things are starting when they're supposed to. And watch, this is where I burn like 15 minutes of video by this thing not starting, but I'm willing to take that risk. So we got 60 degree Indiana concrete right here, and then let's just put on the manifolds. Yeah, it's 58 degrees. How about the radiator hose? 58 degrees. Thermostat right there. Just so, I mean, I like to make sure everybody knows that this is truly a cold start on this vehicle. You know, that's important to me because, you know, everybody's gone to look at a car and you open the hood and it's like, oh, this thing's been sitting here warmed up for a while. So how am I going to know if it's going to start if I leave it sit for 2 weeks? Huh? How am I going to know that? Well, you won't, sir. You're just going to have to take our word for it. Okay, so let's just give her a rip and see, okay? One, two, three, four. 4 pumps on the gas. Whoa. Now we're humming away. That's the e-brake light, everybody. So let me shut this off. Okay. It's nice tax working. Odometer showing 57,000-ish miles. Fuel gauge seems to be working. We'll come back and check the temp and stuff if you want. Oil pressure seems to be up like it's supposed to be. Battery's up. Everything looks good. Systems check. Okay. Give a listen. Everybody wants to hear the thing run. Big block just chugging away. You know? Woo! Temp going up like it's supposed to. Let's get to the block. Radiator. Seems to be doing everything it's supposed to do. So, not smoking, right? Don't see a bunch of smoke coming out of the rear end here. Exhaust. I'm telling you guys, this is a killer car. It really is. So, it's a very honest car, real deal. You know, if I paint this car, the price goes up by 20 grand. Okay. There's a tremendous amount of value here with this thing. So. All right, guys. That's it for our video. So, if anybody has any more questions, give me a holler. It's Rich at collectorcargallery.com, or you can reach out to me on my cell phone. It's on the listing of all my cars. You can reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook. Collector Car Gallery in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And thank you so much for checking out this. Let me see here. For checking out this 1971 Chevrolet Corvette, big block, air conditioned, 4-speed, power window, power steering, power brake, Ontario orange over black Chevrolet Corvette. Okay. All right, guys, give me a holler if you have any other questions, and I'll get these videos out to you guys right away.